A new probe of Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs is causing panic among the who's who of the rich and famous. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest investigation that's subpoenaing the names of passengers from all flight logs going back 20 years, how it's causing panic among a number of our globalist elite, and how the whole sordid Epstein saga is contributing to a populist revolt like nothing we've ever seen. You're not going to want to miss this one. Greetings, everyone, patrons all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you, as always. If this is your first time here with us and you're looking for some daily encouragement and optimism, as well as analysis to help you make sense of these crazy times, you have found your oasis in this channel. We analyze current events, analyze some super awesome conservative trends so we can all live in the present in light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we together celebrate, yes, the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Before we do anything else, make sure to click on that link below and head on over to my special website for My Patriot Food Supply. As we saw with the whole pandemic insanity, we cannot wait for an emergency to happen before we respond to one, and no one makes preparing for an emergency more ridiculously easy and affordable than My Patriot Supply. Gang, they're simply the best. Their food kits last up to 25 years in storage. They include breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and best of all, they've got a guarantee policy that's going to knock your socks off. And if you act now, you ready for this? If you act now, you could save $100 off a full 4-week emergency food supply when you click on the link below to my special website. So you're there right, 100 smackers off. Do not wait. I got my food supply. Make sure you get yours. Click on that link below or go to preparewithsteve.com and save $100 off your very own 4-week emergency food supply today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We have got some fascinating new developments in the whole unfolding sordid saga involving Jeffrey Epstein and his alleged madam and confidant, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, the New York Post is reporting that the top prosecutor in the U.S. Virgin Islands is seeking more than 20 years of flight logs from Jeffrey Epstein's fleet of planes and helicopters, including, of course, the infamous private jet, so-called Lolita Express, a move that is reportedly stirring up panic among many of the rich and famous. Attorney General Denise George has sued the convicted pedophile's estate, in turn subpoenaing logs for each of his 4 helicopters and 3 planes going back all the way to 1998. So all the way up to, shall we say, his untimely death in this prison. The Attorney General was also seeking to collect any reports or complaints of what she calls, quote, potentially suspicious conduct reported by pilots, as well as contact information for all those who, quote, interacted with or observed Epstein or any passengers connected to him. So obviously, this is promising to be a very thorough and rather exhaustive investigation to Epstein's inner circle. At the heart of the suit filed by the Virgin Islands Attorney General are 22 counts. You heard that right. 22 counts of aggravated rape, child abuse, human trafficking, forced labor, prostitution. Now, this inquiry is connected as well with Ghislaine Maxwell, who's currently being held, of course, in a New York City prison. She was reported to have piloted a number of the helicopters which brought young women to Epstein's private island. Moreover, the Post is also reporting that Prince Andrew is starting to feel the heat of an FBI investigation. The former private chef of Epstein, a fellow by the name of Adam Perry Lang, who is reportedly fully cooperating with the FBI investigators in terms of what he saw firsthand on the flights and on the island, it is being reported that investigators are indeed beginning to zero in on the now disgraced member of the royal family, Prince Andrew. All of this is happening at the same time. New photos are emerging of Ghislaine Maxwell with the who's who of Hollywood. She certainly seemed to like to get her picture taken with celebrities who are, of course, now running as far away as they possibly can from these celebrity shots. And these photos, of course, come on the heels of the British Daily Mail publishing newly emerging bombshell photos of Clinton getting a back massage from one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, Shanti Davies. Clinton can be seen sitting comfortably and laughing as Davies, who was then 22 years old, rubs her hands into his shoulders. Clinton is leaning back while Davies kneels on a chair behind him. And in a second picture, Clinton is smiling in relief. Apparently, they were on their way to Africa in 2002 on a humanitarian trip, and they were traveling together in the now infamous Lolita Express, Epstein's private jet. And they stopped at an airport in Portugal to refuel, and that's when these newly revealed pictures were taken. There are as well new pictures that have surfaced showing Clinton posing with Ghislaine Maxwell at the entrance of the Lolita Express, as well as Clinton playing cards on the private jet. Ghislaine Maxwell is, of course, again, Epstein's former girlfriend, confidant, and accused madam who helped arrange Epstein's sexual abuse of underage girls, or at least she's accused of that. Now, these latest revelations about Clinton's relationship with Epstein are on top of previous ones that came out just a few weeks back. Fox News reported that a trove of sealed documents have been revealed to the public, documents that Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers were doing absolutely everything they could to keep sealed, but to no avail. The newly released documents include a testimony from one of the chief accusers of Jeffrey Epstein, a woman by the name of Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Now, you may know Giuffre from her accusations against Prince Andrew. She's the one, as this is the way I understand it, she's the one that blew the roof off the royal family with her accusations that she was sexually abused by Prince Andrew. She was interviewed for an hour-long special on the BBC. She is a very, very credible witness. Her testimony is clearly in the process of bringing Prince Andrew down as a royal public figure, to say the least. So Virginia Giuffre is back in the limelight, as it were, with these new documents, shedding light in the midst of this sordid darkness with the release of this testimony she gave back in 2011. And this testimony directly implicates former President Bill Clinton in the whole Jeffrey Epstein saga. Specifically, according to Giuffre's testimony, Bill Clinton is being accused of visiting the infamous private island of Epstein's, an island which his victims dubbed Orgy Island, okay? Infamous, to say the least, obviously because of all the shenanigans that were going on there. And she claims that Clinton did indeed visit the island, and he was indeed with two young girls. Now, just in case you don't know, Epstein owned a private island in the Caribbean that eyewitnesses claim was the site of numerous episodes of sexual relations with underage girls. And of course, the scandal in all of this is that Epstein hosted a number of guests at the island that count some of the who's who of the world's globalist elite. Bill Clinton, people like Prince Andrew, we're talking prime ministers. In fact, according to these newly released documents, we now know that Prince Andrew was up to something when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. But first, I want to make sure you all know that we've got a great gift for you. It's called our Fake News Antidote. It's a compilation of about 20 sites that I go to for my news each and every day, and you can download it completely free at the link down below in the pinned comment section below. It's my gift to you. I think you're really going to absolutely love it. If you're looking just for alternative news sources that actually celebrate the rise of a new conservative age rather than denigrate it, right? This is your list of your go-to sites that you'll definitely enjoy. And it's yours absolutely free by clicking on the link below. My gift to you. All right, so with regard to Prince Andrew's relationship to Epstein, we now know that Prince Andrew lobbied the U.S. government for a better plea deal for Epstein when he was first convicted of pedophilia, which he did receive. Democratic county prison officials in Florida placed Epstein in a private wing of a county jail and allowed him to spend 12 hours a day, 6 days a week at his mansion throughout his entire sentence. So we're seeing how the political class, the elite class, live according to their own rules. They make the laws that all the rest of us have to live under while they live above the law. And this, to me, is what's so significant about the whole Jeffrey Epstein saga. We've talked about this on our other videos, but what's so significant, it seems to me, with the whole Jeffrey Epstein sordid saga and why we do keep an eye on its developments is that it is a perfect example of why populism is on the rise quite literally everywhere. And that's because the whole sordid Epstein tale underscores the radical discrepancy between the ruling class and the ruled, the political class and the people, a discrepancy which is currently fueling a worldwide populist revolt like we have simply never seen. And we talked about this in a number of our other videos, but what we have to understand is that part of this political paradigm shift that we're seeing throughout the world today is a move away from the old partisan animosity. So we're no longer seeing a world of animosity between Republican versus Democrat or conservative versus liberal or right versus left. Increasingly, more and more of the world's population is seeing the new political animosity as between the political class and the people, the rulers and the ruled. This is the massive populist wave that's quite literally sweeping the world and in turn sweeping the corrupt and debauched political class out of power from more and more countries. Populists are deeply suspicious of the ruling class, and for good reason, of course, which the whole Epstein saga reminds us of. Populists are deeply suspicious of the ruling class, of our elite class, our political and corporate media, university, Hollywood elite, who are seen as ruling for their own benefit rather than for the benefit of those they claim to represent. And Epstein and those associated with him, so presidents and prime ministers and princes, is fueling that divide. He's giving plausibility to the notion that the political class operates according to its own laws and often on the backs of the people. So populism cuts across the grain of both political parties and inevitably realigns politics around the new animosity between the people versus the political class, the ruled versus the rulers. And the whole Jeffrey Epstein saga further underscores this massive chasm between the people and our ruling class. It reveals just how depraved our ruling elite really are. So we'll obviously be keeping an eye on how things develop here, but there is no question Jeffrey Epstein saga continues to unravel and expose the debauched and depraved nature of many of our political and economic and media and entertainment elite, which will only serve to bolster and strengthen and indeed widen the surging populist revolt. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how President Trump and the GOP indeed have the votes to confirm the next conservative justice of the Supreme Court, all as panicked Democrats threaten all-out civil war. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you there. God bless.